You're operating under a devastating delusion that dictates every waking hour of your life. You have been conditioned to look at the towering glass buildings of your employer and feel a sense of profound, misplaced gratitude for your survival. They have convinced you that the company is the hand that feeds you, providing shelter and sustenance in a chaotic world. This narrative is not a harmless misunderstanding. It is a calculated psychological mechanism designed to keep you compliant, terrified, and eternally subservient. You are trading the irreplaceable moments of your existence for a fraction of the value you create, all while thanking the very system that suppresses your potential. The structure of your workplace is an evolutionary remnant of a time when lords owned the land and serfs toiled for mere protection. The titles have changed, but the underlying psychological dynamic remains identical. You have traded the dirt and the plow for a cubicle and a glowing screen, but you still view the entity above you as a benevolent protector. They offer you a salary, and in return, they demand absolute allegiance, dictating when you wake, when you eat, and when you are permitted to rest. This feudal mindset exploits our primal need for tribal security, paralyzing your ability to demand your true worth. The corporate world speaks a language of family and shared purpose, but this vocabulary is a carefully crafted camouflage. The holiday bonuses, the annual retreats, and the spontaneous office parties are not gifts born of love. They are calculated investments with a targeted return on investment. Strategic line items on a spreadsheet meant to extract maximum morale for minimum expenditure. By framing these cheap retention tactics and tax write-offs as genuine generosity, the corporation creates an artificial sense of indebtedness within you. They want you to feel cared for, so you completely forget you're simply a raw material being actively utilized. You must shatter this antiquated conditioning to see the reality of your situation. The fortress is an illusion. The corporation does not possess a surplus of resources that it generously distributes to the needy out of the kindness of its heart. It is a highly optimized machine that consumes human energy to generate profit. Recognizing this is the first necessary step toward emancipating your mind from the invisible chains of corporate loyalty. You are not a peasant hoping for scraps from the high table. You are an autonomous entity holding a highly valuable and finite asset. Your employment is not a charity, an adoption, or a lifelong brotherhood. It is a brutal, calculated, and entirely conditional commercial transaction. You are a vendor, and the corporation is your client. Every single day, you walk through those doors and sell the most precious, non-renewable resource in the universe. Your time. You are auctioning off the hours of your youth, your energy, and your intellect in exchange for a predetermined sum of currency. There is no romance in this equation. You are simply a supplier fulfilling a contract for a buyer. The most pervasive lie you have internalized is the belief that the company puts food on your table. This is a fundamental misattribution of cause and effect. The company does not feed you. Your own relentless effort feeds you. The sweat on your brow, the stress you endure, and the complex problems you solve are the true currency of your survival. The corporation is merely a processing plant that converts your raw effort into the numbers that appear in your bank account. You are the producer of your own sustenance. They are just the intermediary. The fundamental math of this transaction dictates that you are always paid less than the total value you produce. If your labor did not generate a massive surplus for the corporation, your position would be eliminated instantly. You are the engine of their wealth. They are purchasing your capabilities at a wholesale rate and selling the results at a premium. Accepting this reality changes the entire dynamic of your professional existence. You stop seeking validation from a benevolent master and start focusing on the exact terms of your ongoing commercial trade. The ultimate test of the corporate illusion is the scenario in which you suddenly lose your capacity or desire to produce. If tomorrow you decided to stop working, the true nature of the relationship would be exposed instantly. The checks would stop. The emails praising your dedication would cease. Your survival would no longer be their concern. The source of your income is severed the second your production halts. Your sustenance depends entirely on your action of working, proving that the relationship is 100% conditional and devoid of actual care. If that test is not sufficient, consider the brutal reality of a corporate termination. If at any moment the company decides they no longer need your specific skill set, you are excised from the organism like a dead cell. Do you believe they will continue to pay your rent in memory of your past contributions? Absolutely not. The moment you cease to be useful to their bottom line, the transaction is terminated. This is not an act of malice. It is the fundamental nature of the corporate beast. It cannot feel empathy. It can only process numbers and optimize profits. Building your identity and your sense of security around an entity that will discard you the moment the math changes is a recipe for psychological devastation. You must accept the brutal impermanence of your position. Walk into the office every day knowing that the arrangement is temporary and fragile. This realization does not make you cynical, it makes you dangerous. It makes you prepared, adaptable, and totally reliant on your own unshakable competence rather than the fleeting goodwill of a faceless, profit-driven corporate entity. Gratitude is a noble human emotion, but in the corporate arena, it is routinely weaponized against you. By framing your salary as a generous gift, they trigger your reciprocity instinct, ensuring you always feel like you owe them more. This manufactured gratitude is a psychological cage. It places you in a position of inferiority, making you terrified to ask for a fair raise or to negotiate better conditions. You become a submissive employee, paralyzed by the fear of biting the hand that feeds you, completely blind to the fact that the hand is actually your own. This weaponized gratitude is precisely what normalizes the culture of uncompensated sacrifice. Many corporate environments expect you to offer unpaid overtime as definitive proof of your unwavering commitment. They extract the most valuable resource you possess, the finite hours of your life, without offering reciprocal compensation. A true benefactor would never systematically demand the forfeiture of your personal time. When you work beyond your contracted hours for free, you're actively devaluing your own market worth and communicating that your time is effectively worthless. You must sever this emotional vulnerability and draw a ruthless boundary around your time. Treat your hours as highly restricted currency. You owe your employer nothing beyond the exact scope of work outlined in your contract. You deliver competence and they deliver currency. Once that exchange is complete, the ledger is balanced to zero. There is no lingering emotional debt. Reserve your gratitude for the people who actually love you and approach your professional life with the cold, calculating detachment of a mercenary fulfilling a strict contract. The transformation from a subservient employee to a sovereign professional begins with your internal dialogue. You must purge the language of dependence from your vocabulary. You are not given an opportunity by a benevolent master. You earned a position by demonstrating superior competence. You do not owe the company a great deal. You have executed a mutually beneficial contract with precision. Changing how you speak changes how you perceive your place in the hierarchy. You must recognize your role as a professional offering valuable services, not as a child being cared for. The energy you currently waste pledging allegiance to a corporate logo must be violently redirected back toward yourself. Direct your profound gratitude inward. Be intensely grateful for your own discipline, your capacity to learn, your resilience, and your relentless drive to wake up every morning and produce value. Acknowledge the sheer willpower it takes to operate the machinery of your life. You are the motor, the architect, and the protector of your own domain. The company is simply the vehicle you have chosen to utilize for this specific leg of your journey. Stand firm in the knowledge that you are the ultimate asset. You do not need to be saved, and you do not need to be fed by the hand of a corporate master. What feeds you is your sweat, your intelligence, and the non-renewable hours of your life that you choose to exchange. It is not a favor, it is a business deal. The first step to negotiating a better deal is knowing exactly who holds the real power. Carry this truth like a weapon. Let it dictate your posture and your demands. You are a sovereign individual, and it is time you started acting like one. The comforting delusion is shattered. You are no longer a dependent seeking shelter. You are the vital force driving the machinery of wealth. The belief that the corporation provides for you is the psychological cage keeping you bound to subservience. Obliterate it. Every ounce of sustenance you consume was forged in the furnace of your own relentless effort. The transaction is cold, clear, and the power belongs entirely to you. If this unfiltered reality resonates with the primal core of your being, if you are finally ready to discard the identity of a grateful servant and command your actual worth, subscribe to this channel. We dissect the illusions that bind you so you can walk through this world completely unchained.